We've made it to my second YouTube video of 2026, so I am proud of myself for sticking with my New Year's resolution. If you have no idea what I'm talking about, that's because I talked about my New Year's resolutions in February in my last video, so definitely go check that out. And today I just wanted to do a little voiceover as I'm drawing. A lot of people ask me what I'm thinking about while I'm drawing, and just, the thoughts that go through my mind as I put marks down on the page. So I figured I would share that with you in this short video. So a lot of my recent work is a lot looser, and that started happening a few years ago when my husband and I started to do fertility treatments and IVF. And then when I eventually got pregnant, and now that we have our daughter, my work has definitely loosened up a lot more. I think that's just because both of the mental and physical burden of having to go through fertility treatments, I kind of needed a place to let go. A lot of my work earlier on was a bit more structured. I think that's just because I have a background in graphic design, but really loosening up and allowing, I guess, more of intuition and less thought to be in my work has been really helpful over these last few years. And the funny thing is, a lot of my sketchbook work over the last decade has been loose, because a lot of my sketchbook drawings are just half thoughts, or I bring my sketchbooks with me when I go travel, so I'm not really overthinking when I'm drawing. I'm more documenting. And a few years ago, my mom actually noticed. She was like, I just really love how loose these are. Like, why don't you do these for your actual drawings? And I was like, Mom, okay. I feel like in proper suit, like what all children do with their parents. And then a few years later, I realized that she was right, like she always is. And just loosening up has been something that has been really helpful for me. For this drawing in particular, outside my window, there is a lemon tree. So I really love to kind of interpret the shadows that tree projects onto the wall of our home. And it's just such beautiful forms, and how the forms change every single day. So every time I look outside, it looks different depending on the angle of the sun. And then from there, I start to kind of bring in other shapes from different plants that I've seen in different parks around Los Angeles and California. I feel like California has such a beautiful options when it comes to looking at parks and plants and botanical gardens. So my entire phone feed is filled with different plants, and I usually use those for a lot of references, especially when I'm not filming. So a lot of the times I'll be looking at those photos, or I'll just kind of be drawing from memory, and again, really trying not to overthink it. And a lot of people are used to seeing my work in color, but since having a newborn, I've actually been doing a lot more work with just graphite, and I think it's just faster for me. Like, I can let out a bit of creativity throughout the day when I do have time. Also, I feel like it's just simpler for me to just pick up one utensil and draw with it versus picking up something in multiple colors. With that said, I still love drawing in color, but for now, this pared back version of my work has been really nice and allows me to focus on form. I also think too, because my daughter is starting to see, I believe newborns kind of only see in grayscale and blurriness and black and white. I don't know how true that is, but that's what the internet's told me. So a little bit of inspiration from that as well has been driving a lot of these works. And I hope that over the next few months, as I share more drawings, I could do some more in color. I could kind of show you my process for bigger drawings as well. If you want tips on different materials, please let me know in the comments, and I'll be back again next week with some more drawings. And until then, I would love to hear what you guys have been working on creatively. Share it with me on Instagram or here on YouTube. I would love to see it. Until next time.